Hello my dear students, in this video we will discuss the topic political change of chapter number 6, the three orders. This is the last topic of the chapter, students. Okay. Now in this topic we will discuss what were the political changes which came in the European society during the 15th and the 16th century. And those changes after this part means the 15th century political change. The next part you had studied earlier in your 10th standard in the first chapter. Okay, so keep on connecting the thing with that also. Okay student, the political change in the 15th and 16th century, European kings strengthened their military and financial power. Before this student, 15th and 16th century, as I told you, from 5th to that of the 10th century. That time period in the European society, 5th to that of the 15th century, this time period in the European society was known by the name of a dark age or the medieval European society. Okay, medieval age of the European society. During this period, you know that it was the feudal system, feudalism, which was prevalent in the European society, feudalism and the vassal system. But as you had studied, after the 11th century, the changes started coming in the society because of the climatic change, environmental change, economic change, the social and the political changes came. And these changes continued for around 300 years. But during the 14th century crisis, again the situation reversed. And these changes after the 14th century crisis led to a new changes in the European society. And those changes were the establishment of an absolute monarchy in the European society. Before this, there was a feudal system, feudal kind of the society. The feudal lords were there who were in power in the Europe. But now, after the 14th century crisis, the power of the feudal lord reduced, and the power once again, the monarchy gained the power and established the absolute monarchy in European society. So, in 15th and the 16th century, European kings strengthened their military and the financial power. How they establish absolute monarchy? By firstly they strengthen their military, having a permanent standing army, and by stabilizing their financial power also. And historians called them as the new monarch. In various countries of Europe, you see that new monarchs came to power. Like Louis XI came to power in France, Maximilian in Austria, Henry VII in England, Isabel and Ferdinand in Spain. These were the monarchs. These were the absolute monarchs who came to power in these European countries. And they established an absolute monarchy by having an organized army, permanent bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means a nobility, an administrative structure, and the national taxation system, a well-organized taxation system. By this, they were able to establish the absolute monarchy in their country. And after this 15th century, you also saw that Spain and the Portugal began their European overseas expansion. Means they started searching for the colonies beyond the sea. Like you have seen that during 1498 Vasco da Gama came to India, who was the Portugal. So why he came? For searching a new places where they can extend their power. Okay, so this thing also started in Europe. Important reason for establishment of the absolute monarchy. What were the reason why these monarchs were able to establish the absolute monarchy, absolute power in their country? First reason was the social changes which were taken place in 12th and the 13th century. Environmental changes and many technological changes which came, regarding those we studied earlier. Okay. Second reason was the dissolution of the feudal system and the vassal system. As I told you, the economy changed from the labor economy to that of the money economy. Now the economic system was more money oriented. Because of that, the power of the feudal lord and that feudalism means they were having a vassalage linkage, all that broken up. Third reason was the slowdown of the economic growth. During the 14th century crisis, you saw that economic growth also slowed down. And these new monarchs increased the taxation, and this increased taxation give them the financial resource, which further helped them to establish their power, because by that taxation now they had the money to establish their army. To establish their army, through this money they can give the salary to the army, and when they have a well organized, well equipped army, then obviously they were more stronger. Although after the establishment of this absolute this process of the establishment of this absolute monarchy was not smooth. They also faced the resistance from these feudal lords. These feudal lords resisted the establishment of the monarchy, and especially what they resisted, the imposition of the taxation on them, because when the monarchy established, they had their army. As I told you, they also imposed the new kind of the taxation, and this time they imposed taxation on these feudal lords also. So these feudal lords resisted these kind of the taxation, but because of the increased power of these new monarchy, they can't be able to resist much. So what was safer for them to shift? How to shift means these nobility, these feudal lords, now they tractfully shifted themselves to ensure their survival, because now also under the new monarch they want to survive. That's why they shifted, means from the they shifted themselves from the rival to that of the loyalist of the monarch, means now they became the loyal to the monarch, because they understood that if they resist, they were not going to got anything. That's why now they shifted themselves from the opponent of the monarch to the one who was in favor of the monarch. Because of this new form of the aristocracy, these feudal lords now established the aristocracy under these new monarch. Means these new monarch obviously have the nobility. Who were nobles? The court members. So who were these court members? The most of them were the old feudal lords. They were now appointed in the court as when they became in favor of when they became loyal to these monarch, they were recruited as the new nobles under these monarch. So this new system was known as the modified form of feudalism. Why? Because now also these feudal lords were in power, but earlier they were only in power, but now they were working under the monarch. So this is known as the modified form of the feudalism. Same feudal class were given the important position in new regime. New regime means in the new monarchy they were giving the important position in the court as the nobles. Apart from these feudal lords, other person who became rich through the trade, like that of the money lenders or the traders, they also now got the important position in the court. How? By getting the patronage of the king. By giving the money in the court, they got the important position on the basis of that. So in this way, you understood that how the political changes came in the European society. From the feudal society, it got shifted to the monarchy. And students, you have studied in class 10 first chapter how in the European countries various monarchies were there, and how they came to how their power were reduced, or how they were able to establish a state or the country. Okay. Now one more thing beta, now we study a case study of two countries. One is the France and another one is the Britain. Beta, you know, in France there is now no monarchy is there. There is a republican form of government, while in Britain still there is a constitutional monarchy, there is a queen. So why there is a difference between these two? Both are the European countries and both were having the monarchy at that time. As I told you, in France the monarchy was established by Louis XI and in England by the Henry VII. So why the monarchy get abolished in France and continued in England? The reason was that in France, you have studied in class 9 French Revolution. And in French Revolution, you have seen that Louis XVI was there, during whose reign the revolution came known as the French Revolution. And if you remember, remind the thing, you when you went back to the thing, you understood that why the French Revolution came, and the series of incidents. The Louis XVI want to impose the more taxation because his treasury was empty, and he called the meeting of the Estates General. And in that meeting, as your teacher had told you at that time, the meeting of Estates General in France was called during the time of Louis XVI after 165 years. Means before this, before French Revolution came in 1789. Okay. In 1789, when French Revolution came, why it came? Because the meeting of the States General was called on to impose more taxation. Before this time, the meeting of the States General was called before 165 years, means during the time of Louis XIII. Louis XIII, the meeting of the States General was called in the year 1614. Okay, and at that means after that, after 1614, next time the meeting of the States General was called in 1789. The gap was of 165 years, a long gap. What is State General? State General was the body which consists of the members of all the 3 states, if you remember the things. Okay, so because of this reason, the people were very much angry with the monarch, because monarch don't consult any decision with the monarchy. This was the reason why these nobility were angry with the monarch and the revolution came. Okay, but the case was opposite in Britain. What was there in Britain? As I told you in this chapter only, that why the name in Britain, another name of Britain is England. Okay, how the name England came? You know that earlier there was Anglo-Saxon were there who were ruling. After this, the Norman conquest was there in Britain. So before the Norman conquest, the Norman, as I told you, crossed the English Channel and they defeated the Anglo-Saxon and established themselves in power in England. Before that, during the time of Anglo-Saxon in England, there was a body, Great Council was there. What was this Great Council? Great Council was like a parliament which consists of 2 houses, House of Lord and House of Common. House of Lord consists of the members of the first 2 states, that is clergy and the nobility, and House of Common consists of the members of the 3rd state. So before taking any decision, the king consults both these houses, the member of the parliament, for any of the decision. And once it happened that during the time of one of the king, Charles I, he don't call the meeting, the parliament, for during his time for the 11 years. When he don't call the meeting, when there was a need to call the meeting because he want to impose the tax, then the member of the parliament impose means they declare a war against the monarch, and the monarch was executed. and after that whenever any monarch came to the throne of England, he continuously keep on calling the member of the parliament for any of the decision taking for the country. Because of this difference of the history of Britain and France, the monarchy is still there in Britain while the monarchy is not there in France. बेटा I am telling you once again both these things in Hindi. फ्रांस में क्या होता है, लुई 16 फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन केम व्हेन लुई 16 वाज देयर इन पावर. तो लुई 16 जो स्टेट जनरल की मीटिंग बुलाता है वो कितने साल बाद बुलाता है, 165 ईयर्स के बाद बुलाता है. उससे पहले जो है 1614 में स्टेट जनरल की मीटिंग बुलाई गई होती है, ठीक है, इतने लंबे गैप के बाद. इसका मतलब क्या है, फ्रांस में जो मोनार्क है वो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दे रहा है किसको, एरिस्टोक्रेसी को, जो पार्लियामेंट है वहाँ की, उन लोगों को कोई भी डिसीजन लेने में, इसलिए वो लोग उससे अनहैप्पी हैं. और दिस वाज वन ऑफ द रीजन व्हाई द मोनार्की वाज एबॉलिश इन फ्रांस एंड द रिपब्लिकन गवर्नमेंट वाज एस्टैब्लिश. लेकिन इंग्लैंड में क्या हो रहा है, इंग्लैंड में मोनार्क जो है कॉन्टिन्यूसली कोई भी डिसीजन लेने के लिए जो है कीप ऑन कंसल्टिंग विद द एरिस्टोक्रेसी, विद द नोबिलिटी, विद द पार्लियामेंट. पार्लियामेंट में दो हाउसेज है, हाउस ऑफ लॉर्ड और हाउस ऑफ कॉमन. तो दोनों लोगों को बुलाकर जो है वो कोई भी डिसीजन के लिए कंसल्ट करता है. एक बार ऐसा हुआ था, चार्ल्स फर्स्ट जब रूलर था उसने 11 साल तक नहीं बुलाया था पार्लियामेंट को कोई भी डिसीजन लेने के लिए. तो जब उसको ज़रूरत महसूस हुई बुलाने की, उसने 11 साल बाद बुलाया, उसको कोई नए टैक्स इम्पोज करने थे, तो उन लोगों ने उसके अगेंस्ट में वॉर डिक्लेयर कर दी और उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया गया, मार दिया गया. उसके बाद दूसरे किंग जो है वो थ्रोन पर आ गया. तो उसके बाद इंग्लैंड में कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि इनको रेगुलरली जो है नहीं बुलाया गया हो नोबिलिटी को किसी भी डिसीजन के लिए. एंड दिस इज द रीजन बिकॉज द मोनार्क इन इंग्लैंड गिव द इम्पोर्टेंस टू द nobility, to the aristocracy, to the houses of lord and house of common, to its parliament. That's why the nobility is that's why the monarchy is still there in England while it was abolished in France. So students, here our chapter the three orders is completed. Thank you all.